August 31st, 1941. I don't want to sound overdramatic, but do you remember the pocket east of Kiev in which last week the Germans trapped 22 Red Army divisions into it? Well, you should remember it, because all what remains of the troops trapped inside this week is just their memory. No, I mean, I'm bloody serious. This week, in just 1 week, the Germans have wiped out the pocket east of Kiev, and now the STAVKA has only to pray, even if this is forbidden in the Soviet Union, the STAVKA has to pray that the bad weather continues, otherwise there is some kind of fear that the Germans might be in Moscow even before winter comes. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the second episode of this new turn in War in the East 2. And let's say this week, I would say south of the Pripyat marshes, nothing happened besides my opponent, of course, clearing out the, let's say, the pocket east of Kiev. Now, how did he manage to achieve this? Well, I don't know if he's been watching, and I'm sure he's watching it, my Axis campaign in single player. And I recall that one of you guys asked me in one of the videos of, I think, a couple of weeks ago, why am I using my motorized infantry and panzer divisions to clear out the pocket? Well, I'm gonna show you why. Because it is bloody efficient, and it works. Like here, the 4th Panzer Division. Okay, here I had a mechanized division. Okay, this was almost one third of the strength, but still completely surrendered. 4th Panzer. Look at this! Look at this! Come on. Rifle Division surrendered. 4th Panzer Division again, the same one. Okay, defending forces held. Defending forces retreated. 17th Panzer surrendered. 17th Panzer surrendered. Infantry. Okay, so I guess he used here he used the cavalry division. Come on, man. Okay, and here they held. 10th Panzer Division surrendered. 10th Panzer Division, like, come on, look at that. Look at how many. Okay, 16th Motorized Infantry Division. I mean, look at this value. 143,000 versus 1 or 0. So it's infantry, 13th Panzer Division, and I guess it's just infantry. Yes, just infantry, 13th Panzer Division again. Yeah, so this is just infantry. And okay, here use the 2nd Motorized Division, and here it retreated. Surrendered, yeah. So yeah, you see, I mean, it's bloody efficient. And what else can I say? I see I have plenty of units that will disband sooner than later. So as always, I will, since I have here a second line of defense, I will do my best to retreat these units and evacuate them in the in the Soviet reserve theater box, and then I will exploit these reinforcements here to just fill the gaps in the line. And what I think also helped in this case was to, yes, this is banded, was to shorten the line here, which of course now will mean that the Axis will also regroup its forces, and in the worst case scenario, I might see an attack in this area, in the area of Fedorovka and Melitopol. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a pincer movement north and south, north of Dnipropetrovsk and south of Zaporozhye. Again, maybe, I don't know. My opponent is quite unpredictable. And yeah, so the goal is to swap some units around and consolidate my my line, and well, get ready for the worst. Enough talking now, as always, and it's time to jump straight into the episode. Alright folks, so yes, the Germans have wiped out the pocket east of Kiev using the very same tactics that I've been using against the AI, so a combination of infantry, motorized infantry and panzer divisions. And yes, as I replied quite late to one of the comments of last week, I totally oversaw. I really did not see the cavalry division that could have reopened the pocket and removed the isolated status from those divisions last week. Even though, touching this topic, I noticed that in order to break the isolation status, units need to have to liberate or to flip at least 2 hexes. From my, let's say, internal tests, flipping just 1 hex is not sufficient. Apparently, because this is how the game engine works. But still, like. Despite losing 22 divisions, I don't feel nowadays. Now when I'm preparing this episode, I don't think the situation looks so bad in the south as much as it looks in the north. And because yeah, besides having a second line of defense that is mostly held by cavalry divisions. I have also been railroading quite literally a constant flux of reinforcements towards the southern front and the southwestern fronts. Also to compensate for the loss of the units that will be disbanded in the upcoming turns, and that now I just sent back to the reserve theater box. Overall, I'm pretty confident that the situation on the south can be managed, and I don't think that my opponent will attack here as well during Operation Typhoon, because there are no, let's say, additional reinforcements joining the Army Corps of Army Group South, unless he reshuffled some of the Army Corps from Army Group Center to Army Group South. This I don't know. But overall, I would say I'm pretty confident that the lines will hold. If the line of the Dnieper and the line currently held by the 9th Army will be breached, the plan is to fall back behind the 2 rivers that are flowing around Stalino. And of course behind the Donetsk, even though this will mean abandoning Kharkiv. And of course, before abandoning Kharkiv, I will do all what I can to make sure that the factories are evacuated with the lowest damage possible. And I would say that's all for this episode, folks. This will be kind of a boring one because, as you're seeing, and as you will see, I was just busy in redeploying and reassigning and shuffling around troops and army HQs. And as always, folks, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you all the best, and well, I'll see you all again next week.